All right, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, just before we went on that very short break, Teresa was talking about Eric Chelle's list, the 39-man list, and of course she made a point, Sam, 39 men, and like I mentioned, you have 3-4 days. Isn't it a distraction in some way? Because I don't think it's because of Chelle himself, because of we journalists. We're talking about it now. The players are talking about it now. Maybe you are raising hopes of people that might never be there. Is it necessary that you should have had such an extensive list at this time? If he had maybe time to watch them or to camp them for a longer time, maybe.
So, Mike, I think he's just trying to widen the net. 39 players, like you said, 5 goalkeepers, 10 midfielders, 10 defenders, and 14 attackers. 7 of those guys are going to be debutants if they get to make the list. We talk about, I think only the Rangers player, Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, is the only home base among the supposed debutants. This is just trying to see how much do we have. There could be injuries. For example, Fisayo Dele-Bashiru is injured. We don't know whether he's going to be ready before the game. How did he just return from injury? So Akko Adams just moved to Sevilla. He hasn't really found his feet. Chidera Ejuke, even with Sevilla as well. This is just, let me have enough players to play with. We're expecting another list.
Okay.
I think it should be this week. It should be this week. And by that time, maybe they would have streamlined it to about 30 or 25
or something.
And then, so
all right. Hafiz, your thoughts on the list? Yeah.
I think
you don't think it's also some unwelcome distraction?
Well, yes, but I don't think it should be a very difficult decision to make based on the players that are actually like just getting back from injuries, those that have not played. But there's no time, to be very honest. I mean, like you said, 4 days before you can get the availability of the players. I think the players that can be on ground now are the players in the NPFL. Those are the ones that you can actually watch now, hands-on. But the ones in Europe, you can't be sure they still have their club commitments before they come down, to come and represent. And I mean, there's still going to be an uproar at the end of the day, even if it's not 39, if it's 30, because there are some faces that Nigerians are waiting for. They don't want to see.
They don't want to see. That's it. So you see, Ahmed Musa is there. What's his name now? Senior man. Kels is there. Why should we be bringing back Ahmed Musa at this point?
And there's no Gift Orban, who is actually playing well.
He just mentioned about Gift Orban. I think Gift Orban has issues with Nigeria and Togo. He's Togolese, is Nigeria. So they're yet to sort out how eligible he is for Nigeria.
Okay.
This is a matter of passport. Then Ahmed Musa is actually needed in terms of experience. I understand that in terms of maybe quality. He's the captain of the team. He hasn't played since 2024.
Hasn't he retired?
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
Technically
for FIFA, he's still the captain. When they vote for captain, for this world best, but it's sometimes you can delegate to your vice captain.
Okay.
Let me say on social media, you say, Ekong is the skipper, is that. But we know that Ahmed Musa is the captain.
He's still the captain, okay.
So him returning is going to be like a non-player. He might play, I don't know. I'm not the coach. But based on what is on ground, it might just be a non-playing captain. We've seen
for a crucial World Cup qualifier.
Yes, it's normal. See, okay,
it is in history.
It is in not playing captain, I don't mind.
It is in the history of Nigerian Super Eagles to have non-playing captains at least. Because they are sacred cows. Yeah. Look at Joseph Yobo in 2013 AFCON. How many games did he play? He was brought on late into the game against Burkina Faso to come and lift the trophy.
Kanu Nwankwo has done something like
yes,
that.
in 2010 World Cup. How did he perform? So, the captains are sacred cows. You don't just ditch them out in a terrible way. The only person they ditched out in a terrible way was Vincent Inyama. And that was because of the beef with the coach.
So let's get to
but
you
I'm not
now.
loving this double standard. You guys wanted Cristiano Ronaldo out of the Portuguese team, but you want Ahmed Musa to stay.
Am I Portuguese?
You all clamored for Ronaldo should leave. He's pulling the team back. He's not doing anything. He's not adding anything. Musa is not adding anything either. So why should he remain there?
So there's something. As long as he's not.
You have failed to answer my question. Cristiano Ronaldo still plays. He's always wearing the armband and he's always playing. If Ronaldo is not playing, Portugal don't do anything special.
Ronaldo and Musa are in the same sentence.
That's not true.
Actually.
No, I'm not even comparing both of them. I'm only just saying that we're having the standard to be able to use big words. Especially, I love the way you've analyzed the whole thing to put pancake and make up on this whole Ahmed Musa stuff and all that.
I agree.
He deserves to continue to be there. He's not playing. Yes, we've seen Ekong, even for the AFCON. It was Ekong who was carrying their captain armband and all that. He didn't play a single game. But that's the one reason why somebody else should be in that spot. Well, you want to tell me that the level of experienced players that we have in that...
They're enough, actually.
So what extra motivation does Ahmed Musa... What extra motivation would he offer? So you tell them, wait, will you tell them something new that they don't know? Or you need to qualify for the World Cup. You missed the last one, you need to do it again. Please, I don't want to be sarcastic.
I don't want to be sarcastic. But FIFA would not tell you not to bring 30 players to your camp. For a double header,
this is not about FIFA now.
No, you can bring 30 players.
Yeah.
But for the match day, you're only expected to be about 19 or so. 8 can be on the bench, or maybe like 10, depends on how you want to do it.
Sure.
So only 11 will play, 5 can come in as subs. Musa has not played, even our friendlies for AFCON. Musa did not play.
You are still reiterating all the things I've been saying. So what's the essence of Musa still being in this national team?
Musa has been on form for Kano Pillars, and we're also clamoring for the inclusion of for the MPFL
for Kano
players.
Pillars, really?
Yes, he has.
But don't you think? Don't you think someone has to?
I watched Sunshine Stars and Kano Pillars 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Musa did not play because he was injured.
Don't you think someone has to actually control the music in the dressing room? We can have him for that now.
No, that's Kelechi's job.
No,
please,
let's just have him.
We've gone past the level of
okay, you don't want him
needs to motivate them. Was Musa not there when they didn't qualify for the World Cup?
You don't want him.
Was he not there?
Let's just be neutral about it.
So why did he fail to qualify? Why did he fail to motivate them to qualify?
On the pitches.
This argument will not end.
It's time to move on from the past.
I don't think
it's time to move on.
I don't think so.
Ahmed Musa has done so well. I can never undermine what he has done. The goals he scored against Argentina, but it's also time to give him his flowers. A round of applause. Thank you. God bless you. You can also do your motivation. You can also do your
on his own.
No, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory.
Out of respect, like you did say. For some of the things he has
you
done
can also respectfully tell him to leave.
No, you don't do that.
You can respectfully not call him up anymore. I don't have to send you a letter and say, oh, my dear sir.
Let's move on to this issue. Remember that there was a story about Murphy. What's his first name? Jacob Murphy. I wanted to say James. Of course, about the Super Eagles. He's 29, right?
Yeah, 29.
About some sort of approach towards him.
Well,
and then Ethan Wanere is also in the news.
Yeah.
You know. Now let's talk about those players now. Those outside, those players that are, that we have to approach, we have to beg in some ways to come. Are these the kind of players we need for the Super Eagles to move to the next level? Sam, let's start with you.
Yes, I think they are kind of players, but not when I mean that kind of players, I mean players that are not Nigerian born, not born in this country, but they're out there doing well. If you can get an international binary, that would be a steal.
Okay.
At least in his age range, aside Lamine Yamal, I will pick him next, right now in world football. So that's how good
would he walk into the Super Eagles team?
Yes.
First
oh my Jesus.
Absolutely.
He's going to start.
You see that
that's Lukman, Osimhen, and Wanere. He's playing for Arsenal. No, he's starting for Arsenal.
His national team
as a 17-year-old. But
he's
then if you can get
him.
Yes.
He's not starting
as a 17-year-old. Raheem Sterling is 29. He's sitting on the bench.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying for a 17-year-old is good enough to start.
So he does have talent. Okay, but what's the situation now with him? Is there any discussion going on? Is there any hope that this guy could
English fans are actually clamoring for Thomas Tuchel to include him.
Even in their squad. In this squad,
he's not going to be included.
In all reality, I think he's going to actually play for England.
I don't think he'll play for Nigeria.
You know why? But we still have an option. There's Nathan Tella. Tantella can actually play.
No, Tantella can actually. He's on the list now.
I know what I'm saying now. That I know the right wing is somehow, but
I just want to add that the Jacob Murphy.
It's not
when I saw that, and I'm like, nah, why are we doing this? When I
was going
to do anything with Newcastle,
it's better than our options.
You know what?
The guy's never even ever.
Yes.
Anywhere. Nigeria.
That's the thing.
I'm not even going to say that other countries don't approach other players when they see them popping and be like, oh, they have dual nationality and we can now actually go first and poach them. But it's so common with us, and they do it with dignity. They do it like, okay, the players who would even be the ones thinking about it. Should I join Spain or should I join Argentina?
But case in point, Brahim Diaz.
Brahim Diaz, and you see, Brahim Diaz easily chose Morocco. Why? Because you could see how well Morocco has been. You could see their trajectory. With Nigeria, we have to always be the one going with our knees down, begging you. Even sometimes those players are not even good enough to play for Nigeria. But because when you look at our trajectory, we're not doing so well. We're not doing that great. We've missed out on major tournaments back to back. Except for the AFCON where we got to the final and all of that. We've not been doing so well. That's why it's always like, oh, they are Messi. And they can as well do as they like and be like, okay, we're being picky.
We'll wrap up with Thursday. We'll wrap up with that just very fast.
I want to disagree with what you just said. Why? Morocco's last World Cup performance was what gave them this edge. Before this time, I understand Morocco's...
They've been doing well before now.
I understand their sudden surge in terms of, administrative aspects, infrastructure, they are good. But there were players we did not even go and beg to come and play for us. We didn't beg Iwobi to come and play for us. Online, no.
Did Iwobi have a choice?
It won't be at the time. Arsenal
at the time. At the time,
Iwobi didn't have a choice. Victor Moses didn't have a choice.
No.
These guys, Nigeria,
we'll wrap up with this.
And they came at a time where Nigeria needed players. So it came at a perfect time.
Okay, we'll wrap up with this. We'll wrap up with this. We'll wrap up with this. What will happen is this: I will do this debate, or I'll put it on social media for this debate.
Just check the list of players that joined, that did not join England. It's because from the under 17 and co, that was where it ended. They played international friendlies, but never called them for major tournaments.
Okay, no, guys. You know what, guys? We'll just keep this. Since we're talking about Eric Chelle, we'll end it with that because we're going to take a very short break now. When we come back, our major preview this weekend, of course, has to be Manchester United up against Arsenal. Two clubs, in some ways, are under pressure. We're going to analyze that match, of course, and then after that, this one now, it's not investors now, it's punters, stakers, bettors. We have betting tips for you on the show, right? So, guys, don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's Manchester United versus Arsenal.